Okay, thanks guys. Next up, I'd like to welcome Mr. Michael Rowley, CEO at Stillwater Critical Minerals, advancing the Stillwater project, or the project next to Stillwater in Montana.
Thank you.
Mouthful. Sorry about that.
That's all
Thank
right.
you.
I'll take it.
We good? Can we hear me? Thank you. Very glad to be back in the Belle Province de Quebec, and thank you, Joanne. We are indeed Stillwater Critical Minerals. We are focused in the Stillwater complex. We are beside the Sibanye-Stillwater mines that are the namesake of the district. It is a forward-looking statement to say that we're the future of critical mineral supply in the U.S., and I will be making other forward-looking statements as well. However, there's a good basis for that. We have a total of 5 property interests. Really, it's Montana that's driving things, and that is why Glencore invested. That's why we've been able to attract talent from Ivanhoe as our senior geologists, and that's basically everything we're going to talk about here. We do have interests in 4 other projects. 2 of those are critical minerals projects, as shown here, Duke Island, Alaska, and Kluane, Yukon. We have a back-in right on a past-producing mine in BC, and then we have the Ontario Gold Project, where Heritage Mining is currently doing really good work. They had some nice-looking core on LinkedIn a couple of days ago. Looking forward to the assays on that. They've earned 51% of that project now, and that gives us good exposure to the gold space, letting us focus in Montana. Why Stillwater? In the Stillwater complex, the Stillwater West Project, we have scale. 33 kilometers, we have half of the Stillwater complex. We have grade within that, as you'll see. We have the geology of the Stillwater complex. Location, this is a historic, productive American district that's been producing critical minerals for longer than they've been critical. Timing of the project, we have over 40,000 meters drilled to date, and we're advancing this as a primary source of critical minerals in the U.S. as fast as we can, with producers beside us. We have a terrific team, as you'll see, and the history of the district speaks for itself. This is very much about critical mineral supply in the U.S. We are the largest nickel platinum group metal project in an active U.S. mining district. We have 10 minerals that are listed as critical in the U.S. at present, and there's a picture of the drill and the lovely Montana scenery. The board and senior officers of the company speak for themselves. I'll let you do a deeper dive. This is available on the website. I will call out a couple of names on here. Bradley Adamson from Glencore on the right-hand side there. Vice President Business Development for Glencore. It's unusual for them to take a board position on a 60 million market cap junior, and that shows their interest in the project. Also point out Nora Pincus. She's been a very good addition. Lawyer, mine financier out of Montana. And then Danny Grobler, Albie Brits joined us from Ivanhoe. Danny Grobler was the chief geologist from the Platte Reef Project, South Africa. Very meaningful to have him as our Vice President of Exploration to guide us in our expansion in similar rocks in the Stillwater Igneous Complex. We are in very well with the U.S. government. We've been partnered with the USGS for many years now. We're on a technical committee with Glencore. We've got $2.75 million US in government grants in place from the DOE. One of them with Grishma Gadikota, pictured here, and also with Berkeley Lab pertaining to the Montana project. They don't give us a lot of money, but they show that we're in the right place in government. Speaking of government, it means a great deal when you can fly your actual congressman around the site in a helicopter, and that's exactly what happened in October. The picture above that is me with the entire federal delegation from Montana. These guys are all pro-resource. It is a marvelous place to operate. You've got Ryan Zinke on the right, Steve Daines, me, Troy Downing, and then Tim Sheehy, the newest senator. Can't say enough about what it means to have a direct line to them and be able to educate them directly on critical mineral supply chains, geology, mine building, and to have their support. Montana, more broadly, has a long history of mineral production, oil and gas and coal on the east of the state, very much like Alberta to the north. And in the west, you get a lot of copper production, and in the south, it's the PGM metals and chrome, actually, historically. We share the Stillwater Igneous Complex in the south of the state with Sibanye, However, we brought Glencore in as a 15.4% shareholder, which brings an interesting go forward, if you'd like. More broadly in the state, we touched on long history of mine production. Most recently, in that box at bottom left, there's been really good activity on prioritizing mine projects here, including a $1.6 billion loan guarantee for a oil refinery project in Great Falls, 2 projects on the Fast 41 mine permit program, one of them being our neighbor's mine, and the Black Butte copper project getting permitted to go into production. If you look more closely at our site, lovely shot by a drone here, the Stillwater mill in the foreground, and a historic chrome mine on the hill on the left-hand side, subsidized by the US government in the 1940s and 50s. Really good place for this, and the district is known for critical minerals. That picture was taken right on that spot there. Stillwater Mine 1986 is labeled here, looking north. This is the Stillwater Igneous Complex, 48 kilometers on surface by 8 kilometers. We share it with a $5 billion producing major. It's a very rare position for a junior to be in. It reflects quick work by a young mind in 2017 who spotted an opportunity and staked some ground, and we quickly built on that and worked with him. The JM Reef is what my neighbor is mining. It's a skinny 1.8 meter wide reef horizon. It spans the page there as that purple line, and they're running 3 mines on that one deposit. If you take a slice, and it's the highest grade of its type in the world, is worth mentioning. It's about a ½ ounce per ton, palladium platinum grade. Negligible amounts of copper nickel, perhaps 0.04%. But it's worth noting that they run 2 sulfide flotation mills that could potentially be relevant to us. If you take a slice through the rocks just there by the red line, you can see the location of that East Boulder mill in the river valley, a 3-mile adit down into the mountains through the Stillwater complex, the green rocks there, and then arriving at the JM Reef, which is that 1.8 meter wide reef deposit that they've been mining. Largest palladium platinum deposit, sorry, not the largest, largest in the Western Hemisphere, 100 million ounces, highest grade in the world. Below that, where we are, under our claim block, you have the Platte Reef setting. And what's very compelling about this is that the JM Reef deposit was discovered by direct application of the Bushveld models in, it's in the exact same location in the stratigraphy as the Marinsky is in South Africa. So they simply applied Bushveld models to Montana to find the JM Reef. We're doing the exact same things in those bigger magmatic events below that in the stratigraphy. A further difference with the Bushveld here is that this has been tipped up by the Laramide event and Wyoming to the south of us. It's all at a very mining-friendly 60-degree angle, as you can see here. So if you look more closely, what does it mean to be Platte Reef and these bigger magmatic events? We are only about ½ a kilometer from a producing mine underground, which is very significant. Ivanhoe's Platte Reef deposit, and from where we stole our current VPX, 8 billion pounds nickel and copper, 95 million ounces of platinum group elements and gold. Just entering production now. They just reached, in a production capacity, the ore body. Mohalaquena, right beside it, in the same stratigraphy as us on relative terms, producing since 1993, 152 million ounces of platinum group elements and gold, 15 billion pounds nickel and copper. It's hard to comprehend the staggering size of these magmatic systems. This is what we're applying it to Montana. Key point about these mines is that they're large, they're polymetallic, and they are profitable in almost any metal price environment. Ivanhoe is projecting about $700 per ounce 2E, so profitable even at these prices. Anglo is running a little more than that, but still profitable at these prices. And that's a key point we have against our neighbor, Sibanye. This is the kind of modeling you get when you bring Ivanhoe capacity and skill set to the Stillwater complex. The lower Stillwater complex had never been modeled in this kind of detail. You've got the surface projection of our neighbor's deposit there as a skinny red line, And then you see the layers below that. The lovely lavender color is the peridotite zone, and that is the focus of our work. For the first time ever, we've been able to map the mineralization, the high grade, east to west. The continuity is there. That's not surprising. Our neighbor's deposit is continuous across all that. And we've got soils above that that speak to a very well mineralized district. And in fact, if you look closely, the soils are conforming nicely to the geophysics. There's lots of room to grow this. There's an even better image. I won't spend too long on it, but you see that layered Stillwater complex sitting at 60 degrees. You see the quality of our modeling. And most importantly, in this image, you see those bright orange conductive anomalies from last year's MMT survey, mobile magnetotellurics. This is us targeting grade within the Stillwater complex. As was famously said by Bob Moriarty, drunk monkeys could drill this project. Everything is mineralized. What we're doing now is better targeting grade. We can find that high grade and that mid-grade component. And this is what we will be drilling this summer, is these large conductive targets. We're looking to expand these resources, and this table also does a good job of describing the 3 grade categories. We have high grade at a nice 0.7% nickel equivalent cutoff. We have, that's within the mid-grade, which frankly is Glencore's focus. We have 120 million tons at a 0.51% nickel equivalent cutoff. That's recovered nickel equivalent. And within that, around all that, is that broader bulk tonnage, 1.64 billion pounds, nickel, copper, cobalt, 3.8 million ounces, PGEs and gold. So how do you break out the component metals there? We are nickel dominant. This is done at a $9 nickel price, so this is probably more like a 44, 45% nickel at current prices. Over 1 billion pounds of nickel. 500 million pounds of copper, that's half a kilometer from a producing mine in the US. This is very attractive. Cobalt, 91 million pounds, and then the PGMs. To have over 1 million ounces of platinum in a district that's known for platinum production, very significant. Palladium, rhodium, gold. Not included in the economics is chromium, and we have a significant amount of chromium, 2.3 billion pounds. We have this as high-grade narrow structures, and we have this as disseminated as well. This is, of course, one of the critical minerals that the district has been looked for historically. What's next? We've drilled 4 campaigns. We're looking forward to drilling our 5th this year. We're ramping up for that now. We will do metallurgy, and we will deliver production-level studies on this in the coming year and the years after that. This looks very much like it wants to go into production. We've got Sibanye next door. We've got Glencore interested. There's a way these pieces want to come together. You will also see updates on our non-core assets. We've been busy. This is a new slide, and it's an important one, maybe not so much for this crowd, but for people that are less savvy on mining stocks. Where does the growth potential happen in these mining stocks? This is basically a modified Lassonde curve. We've taken away the left-hand side, and we're assuming now that we have a resource and we're underway with Glencore on board. From here, growth comes from growing the resources through the drill bit, and that's shown here as a 2 to 5 times potential. But you also grow by de-risking those ounces. And it might be a little hard to read there. You're welcome to read this on the website. But as you move from resource valuation to a feasibility stage valuation, you actually gain tenfold. If you look at gold projects as a precedent, you get typically $20 per ounce gold equivalent, and that moves to $200 per ounce gold equivalent. There's a lot of value to be had in advancing and de-risking a project. And that's what we aim to do next, grow the resource and de-risk the asset. Bigger picture, in the gray box, you've also got potential from the broader commodity markets as well, and the general groundswell of improving commodity prices. Share price, we're up nicely. We're following markets. The venture index is finally up nicely. We're finally having the kind of action that we thought would happen years ago. Speaking as someone who's been running a company all that time, it's nice to see everything up. We're up, and we have a good position by Glencore, 15.4%. Myself, management along with me, We total about 20%, and I'm here at the show, and I'm grateful to take questions anytime. Come by and see us. I'm in 102, and Jenny and Joanne have my card. Cheers.